Okay, so frustratingly, this is part 2. Or take 2. So, while I was recording the first take of this, I quickly realized, or not quickly, there's 30 minutes of footage there, and I purposely didn't save that. That was... fuck. So yeah, this is take 2. I'm playing Snake's Revenge. I'm a huge fan of the Metal Gear Solid series. I've beaten Metal Gear 1 and 2 Solid Snake a small handful of times. I'd say only about 2. So, not the greatest aficionado of the series, but you know what? I know it well enough to talk about it non-stop. So, I'm taking this Let's Play of Snake's Revenge for the Nintendo Entertainment System as my excuse to ramble about the series. So yeah. Okay, so I touched upon things in the last video, like how I think certain aspects of this game, despite being non-canon to the series, influenced the series as a whole. Typically subtle things, but bear with me. It needs to be like this. I can't do it the other way. Yep, I'm totally a professional. Okay, so sorry about that. I had to adjust my recording setup because right now I'm sort of doing the keep it simple stupid scenario here. I'm using very basic equipment, like my microphone is literally a microphone that's equipped to a headset. It's a gaming headset, and based on what I've heard while editing the fourth part of my Final Fantasy III Let's Play, that it's not the worst quality in the world. So I have a makeshift pop filter. Probably doesn't do the greatest of job, but basically what it is just I had an old pair of headphones from like the 80s or something, back when they always had those foam things on, like surrounding the speaker. So I just ripped off the foam thing, and it's literally just sitting on my my microphone. Like, I've heard of beginners using like things like socks as a pop filter. So, well, I don't think it's gonna be the best solution. With my limited budget right now, it is the only solution. Unless I miraculously come across a microphone and a pop filter. But yeah, like, everyone seems to consider this the worst game ever. Is it the worst game in the Metal Gear Solid series? Probably. That would be justified to say so. Okay, bear with me here. Just 1 second. Sorry, I'm still getting into the whole Let's Play thing, and I know it's a super saturated market on YouTube nowadays, but I'm not necessarily doing this to get viewers or success or anything. I'm just in it for just the hobby. If I get a few followers, like a few subscribers here or there, like if I can get 100 subscribers, I'd be happy. Because I'd know I'd have like 100 people watching or wanting to watch my content. Oh, this is gonna be fun. So in take 1 of this, I had already made it to the building, and I could have just kept it going. I really could have. There would have just been a noticeable quality change in the audio from using my laptop's built-in mic to the auxiliary mic I'm using currently. Spotlights. So yeah, I was saying that I think Kojima sorta liked this game. Ooh, that's useful knowledge. My legs are safe within the spotlight. But yeah, so I was saying, I think Kojima played this game, and to a certain degree actually liked it. He is on record as saying it is a faithful sequel to Metal Gear. So what I think happened, I always get lost in this first area, is that since Kojima liked it, but he saw room for improvement, and yeah, he called the NES version of Metal Gear absolute garbage or something along those lines, but you know what? It's still not the worst game in the world. It's like, for the time it was released, it has its own unique little charm to it. Like, especially when you consider there was no other way to play the Metal Gear series outside of Japan other than using that port. And I think it's those who played it, when they heard about Metal Gear Solid coming out on the PlayStation, they got excited and were like, oh, Metal Gear, that was a huge game in my childhood, there's another game coming out for it? If you don't think that led to sales in Metal Gear Solid, I don't know. It's pretty obvious. Fuck! Okay. Sorry, I spaced out for a second there. Yeah, there's a lot to appreciate about this game. And I think some of the influences it had on later games in the series, made by Kojima himself. I think part of it can be seen in the title Revenge. The overarching theme of MGS5 was revenge and how it can lead to one's downfall. Something like Metal Gear Solid 3, where you go through a forest constantly, and both the NES Metal Gear and Snake's Revenge open in a forest. All's I'm saying. So part of me thinks Kojima liked the NES Metal Gear games more than he lets on. And just like I don't think fans fully appreciate. Really? Okay, I've made it into the building. After what? 3 deaths? 4? So, another thing I said is, this isn't replacing the Final Fantasy III Let's Play. That's still happening. But I figured I might as well diversify and do maybe 2 games at a time. Maybe alternating the upload schedule, so one day it's the one game, the other day it's the other. That might work. So yeah, in this place here, I'm looking for a card key. And I don't know where that fucking card key is. Like, no door opens without the card key. So I very obviously need it. Yeah. So I'm gonna keep this LP going until the end. I will beat this game. Even if I have to write down password after password or keep this game on. Which one or the other is the only valid option. So I might have to figure out how the saving system works in this game. And that might lead to some problems down the road. Or I could do this single segment, which would be a nightmare, since I'm going into this game blind. And it is currently 2 AM where I am. Which also reminds me, I'm gonna cut this episode a little short because odds are at this point roommates are sleeping. If you liked what you saw, hit that subscribe button and be sure to drop a like. Thank you, have a good day, bye.